our shared commitment to public service. We are here because of the trust that you, the residents of our community, have placed in these individuals. Each of them has answered the call to leadership to serve our beloved Ossining community because they care deeply about making a lasting impact on the lives of the people they serve. To our newly re-elected officials here today, we congratulate you on your election to another term of office. We are greatly grateful for your dedication and commitment to the residents of Ossining. May the year ahead bring meaningful progress and continued success as you work to make Ossining an even better place for all. So we begin today's ceremony with the presentation of colors by the Ossining Fire Department Color Guard, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Stephen Felsenfeld, commander of the Ossining American Legion Post 506, and that will be followed by America the Beautiful, sung by the amazing KJ Denner. So please stand and remain standing until after the invocation.
Present. Arms. Please join. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2.
We're going to sing for you right now. Going to sing a couple of verses, and I'm going to ask you to sing with me.
Okay. So we now welcome the Reverend Lisa Merritt Smith. She's pastor of Full Gospel Tabernacle, and she will deliver the invocation.
Let us pray. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity to come together for another year. God, I ask that you would bless each and every elected official, Lord. I ask that you would bestow your wisdom and knowledge upon them as they lead with integrity, God. Your wisdom, oh Lord, that they would make decisions that would be a blessing at large to the community and all that they may have an impact on with every responsibility, with every decision, God. I ask for your wisdom to be bestowed upon them. Lord, I ask that you would bless their families, oh God, who are unofficially being sworn in as they lead forth in their various responsibilities, God. Continue to guide them, continue to give them patience, oh Lord, and balance, oh God, as their loved ones are serving the community at large in which the responsibilities they are assuming. God, I thank you for the opportunity to be able to come to you and bless each and every one and ask, oh God, for your continued guidance with these officials, oh God, and the community at large. We thank you in advance for what you will do, the impact that you will make, oh God, oh Lord, and the lives that will be touched with you as ahead of us all. Lord Jesus, we thank you. It is in your name that I pray. Amen.
Please be seated. So now we will have our mayor, the Honorable Rika Levin. She's going to come forward and she's going to introduce the many dignitaries who have joined us today.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Happy 2026. I have a feeling that it's going to be a much better year than 2025. I'm a believer in numbers, and even numbers are great. So, is that a fire happening? Okay. I was going to mention the chiefs, the fire chiefs, but as they're walking out, because the alarms just went off, I'll just say thanks for being here, guys, and for the service as they go out. So let me just start a few words. First of all, this community center is one of my favorite places. I've said this 100 times because it really brings community together. It's one of the reasons on January 1st, traditionally, we also honor all the elected officials that run for office, all those that enter the fray of politics, run for office, win their races, and then they get this 15 minutes in the sun. So congratulations to everybody that is in politics right now. It's a very important time to be in politics. So I want to thank the most important people in this room before I mention all the electeds, which is all the spouses and families that are here today on January 1st. I believe that public service is, it's akin to volunteerism in some ways, and all of the spouses and the children. So we're going to be bringing on Bob Fritchie later. Mickey Fritchie goes to more meetings than anyone I know, and all of their children are sitting here. So we thank you for being here, but we also thank you for letting him go not only to the service that he does in the fire department, but with everything else that we do. We also have Holly Perlowitz will be here today. Her daughter, for whatever reason, decided to run for office in our neighboring village, Sleepy Hollow. You can stand up and take a bow. And won. So I want to acknowledge that it actually takes a lot. I'm sorry, Corey is now in the village of Sleepy Hollow. I want to acknowledge that it takes a lot of support and support system from friends and family to be in politics today. The hours, there are always weird hours, the amount of time that's spent. So it's really important, like all volunteers, to have family involvement. So I wanted to mention that. Having now mentioned 2 family members, I'm going to mess this up because I don't know everybody's family, but I know there's a lot of family here. Jennifer Tawil is going to be announced later. Her family is here, and her husband's a former judge, Mike Tawil. And so some of this runs in the family. My husband, Mark Reisman, who I'm biased towards because I love the guy. He is a saint, because to be married to me, you sort of have to be. Not only does a lot of volunteer work as a lawyer, but is also a current town judge. in Ossining, and we have some really great judges. So there are a lot of family members that come not only today, but 365 days a year, so I just want to acknowledge that. So in no special order, because I don't do protocols by the highest to the lowest or anything like that, let me start with our local town council. Matt Weiss is here. Jennifer Fields Tawil is here. You guys could all, you don't have to applaud for every one of them. It'll go faster. But they all get one communal applause at the end. My colleagues, my team on the village board, Dana White is here, Trustee White, Trustee Pat Yost, who is one of our newer members. I forgot to mention the deputy mayor's wife as well, sitting there. He's sitting here. They've been reelected. I'm trying to make sure that the families get all of the appropriate accolades that they deserve. Sandy Galoff, who is all about Ossining. She is one of the longest standing assembly persons, I think. I don't know if you hold the record. Sandy and her whole family is very involved, is sitting here. We have someone who's currently running for District 17, Beth Davidson is here joining us. We appreciate that. There are many, many inaugurations today, so we appreciate you being here. We've already mentioned Fran Connolly is the judge. She's a Supreme Court judge. We're honored to have you here, a big member of our community. Matt Weiss, did I mention you, Matt, as counsel? Thanks. I have you written down twice for some reason. Sorry about that. Holly Perlowitz, who I mentioned, is the current tax receiver. Is that what I'm supposed to call you, or do you have a new title? Okay. People who collect taxes like to sort of go under the radar screen for, I don't know why. So I want to make sure I get everybody right. Mr. Manicchio, who is also a town council member, is here with us. And I think I got most of the folks. I do want to thank Karen Diet. Who did I miss? Karen. Yeah, I was going to do the... That's all right. So now we have the quiet leaders, the ones, and well, I probably should leave you for last because you're so honorable. The Honorable Sue Donnelly, who's held multiple positions in her career in our town and in a sense in our village, and she is our town and village clerk. Thanks, Sue. Sorry about that. If you don't sign the book, at the end, it doesn't, none of this counts, so make sure you sign the book where Sue is sitting as the clerk. And then there's the quiet leaders in our community, Chief of Police and the captain, who work 24 hours a day to make sure of safety and security. Our Karen Diatori, who is the village manager. And I saw Keisha somewhere, works, don't you work for Dana Levenberg? In that office? Your office is right here in Ossining, where it should be. So I think, I'm looking around because I want to make sure I get everybody who, what?
Maddie's a catch.
Oh, did Maddie come in? When did she come in? I didn't see her. When did you get here? Maddie Sahaj, who actually runs the village and makes sure that Karen gets the credit. Maddie, who's a longtime Ossining, born and bred here in Ossining. We thank you for everything that you do. And Pete Connolly, who got reelected, who does the town highway. And I think I got everybody else. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you all for being here today.
Thank you, Mayor. So now we're going to welcome our keynote speaker, Rabbi Dina Rosenberg. She's Senior Rabbi of Congregation Sons of Israel, and she will share her insights about confusing strength with control. Can I put this up here or no? Leave it there? All right.
First, Happy New Year, everyone. And I want to thank you for the honor of being invited to speak at this important moment. So an installation is more than a ceremony. It's a public act of trust. It's the moment when a community says, we're placing responsibility in your hands. Not just authority, but care. Not just power, but accountability. Today is not about political positions or policy agendas. It is about what kind of leadership a community hopes for, and what kind of moral posture those who serve choose to carry with them as they step into these roles. I want to share a teaching from the Hebrew Bible, not as religious instruction, but as ancient civic wisdom that has shaped Jewish thinking about authority and responsibility for thousands of years. In the book of Deuteronomy, there's a law that is easy to overlook. It is not dramatic. It doesn't involve kings or courts or battles. It sounds, frankly, like something lifted from a very old municipal code. It says, "When you make a loan of any kind to your fellow, you shall not enter their house to take their pledge. You shall wait outside, and the person to whom you are making the loan shall bring the pledge out to you. And if the person is poor, you shall not keep their garment overnight. You must return it to them before sunset, so that they may sleep in their cloak." So let's break this text down piece by piece. What's happening here? It's saying that if you lend money to another person, and they have to give you something as a pledge to guarantee repayment, you're not allowed to go into their house and take the item yourself. Instead, you have to stay outside of their home, and the borrower has to bring that pledged item out to you. And then if the borrower is poor, and the item they give as collateral is literally their cloak, the only thing they have to keep them warm, you're not allowed to keep it overnight. You have to return the cloak to the borrower before evening, so they can use it while they sleep. And then the next day, the borrower can give it back again as the pledge. Now, at first glance, this might appear to be a very narrow technical rule about lending. But the more closely you read it, the clearer it becomes that this is not really about money at all. It's about power. The lender holds the advantage. The debt is real. The obligation exists, and yet the Torah says, do not cross the threshold. Wait. The ancient commentaries note that this law applied even to court officers, even to those acting with full legal authority. In other words, the Torah insists on a radical idea. Something that can be legal can still not be right. Authority does not erase the obligation to preserve dignity. One commentator explains that this law is meant not only to protect the vulnerable, but to shape the inner life of the one who holds power. It trains restraint. It teaches the instinct to pause. We see this principle at work in situations when someone has full legal authority to act, but chooses to place limits on how that authority is exercised. For example, in many communities, a landlord may have the legal right to reclaim a space or remove belongings when a tenant falls behind. And yet, there are moments when a landlord chooses to delay, to give notice, to allow time for belongings to be gathered, or to coordinate support, not because the law requires it, but because acting immediately would strip someone of dignity in a moment of vulnerability. The right exists, the power is real, but it is intentionally restrained. Another commentator teaches that a person's home is like a small sanctuary. To cross its threshold without invitation is to violate something sacred. This is not a teaching about weakness. It is a teaching about strength governed by conscience. Elsewhere in the Torah, Moses himself models this idea. After years of leadership, he speaks with rare honesty and says, I cannot carry this responsibility alone. He turns to his father-in-law, Jethro, for help. and then to the wise elders to expand upon the system of justice. Jewish tradition treats that admission for help not as failure, but as wisdom. Knowing one's limits is itself a form of moral strength. I once visited a man in the hospital who had very little. He was alone, frightened about what would happen when he was discharged, and convinced that everything he had would soon be taken from him: his independence, his security, his sense of self. At one point, he gestured to the thin blanket on his bed and said, "This is mine. It's not much, but it makes me feel human." He didn't need solutions in that moment. He needed dignity. He needed someone not to take away the last thing that gave him a sense of worth. The Torah understood that feeling long before modern language gave us words for it. That's why it says, "Return the cloak before sunset. Let the person sleep. Let them remain human." Public service places people every day on one side of the door or the other. Some sit at a table of decision-making. Others come forward with needs, frustrations, fears, or hopes. The roles may change over time, but the vulnerability does not. Anyone who has ever needed help, made a request, or waited for a response knows how exposed that moment can feel. The Torah's image of waiting at the door gives language to that shared experience. It reminds us that authority is always exercised in the presence of human vulnerability, and the way power is held is often felt long after any particular decision is made. Over time, any role that carries responsibility can create distance, not out of malice, but out of repetition. People can begin to feel like cases, emails, or agenda items rather than neighbors. The Torah's insistence on restraint serves as a quiet counterweight to that drift, a reminder of what it feels like to stand on the other side of the door. As Pirkei Avot, the teaching of our fathers, says, "Who is wise? One who foresees the consequences." Public service at its best is not about asserting control. It is about cultivating trust that grows when people believe their leaders are acting thoughtfully, carefully, and with attention to human dignity. That trust cannot be commanded. It can only be earned. Waiting at the door is not a sign of hesitation or weakness. It is a sign of leadership that understands the human cost of power and chooses to carry it with care. Today, those being installed are taking on more than titles or terms of office. They are stepping into an ongoing relationship with a community, one built on trust, responsibility, and moral attention. May you be granted the wisdom to know when to act and the humility to pause. May you remember what it feels like to stand on the other side of the door. And may the people you serve be able to rest at night knowing they were treated with dignity. Thank you, and congratulations.
Well, thank you, Rabbi, for those very inspiring words. And now we have a real treat. We will have a musical performance by award-winning singer and songwriter, in case you didn't know that, Ossining's own musical treasure, the amazing KJ Dennard.
He sounded so lovely. We decided to do this song. I wrote this song and it's called Am I Wrong? And if there's anything that I can pass on and maybe have stick in the back of your mind, I've been obsessed with the stories that we tell ourselves, especially since COVID. And sometimes to stop and say, am I wrong? Can be helpful. I'll leave it at that. Happy New Year. Oh, this is Etienne's day. Am I
Another round of applause for the amazing KJ Jenner. She is a true treasure. And now for the main event, which is the reason we're all here, the oaths of office of our town and village elected officials will now be administered. Each elected official will be sworn in, and after that, we will hear brief remarks from each of them. So first, at the top of our list is our town supervisor, Honorable Elizabeth Feldman, who will be sworn in for another term. And she was going to be sworn in by our Mayor, Rika Levitt.
Trying to find the oath. Here it is. You all set? Very happy to be here with you.
I,
Elizabeth Feldman,
Elizabeth Feldman,
do solemnly
swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
The Constitution of the State of New York,
Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of supervisor,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Town Supervisor,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. This year completes my third year of service as town supervisor, and I am honored to be able to continue to serve our community in this role. Ossining is my home, and it's a privilege to work every day to make a positive difference in the place that I love. I want to begin by thanking the voters, our district leaders, for the confidence they have placed in me. I'm also incredibly grateful to my family. My son and my nephew are here with me, for being willing to share me with the entire community, and to the other elected officials in our town, on our town board and beyond, for their hard work, collaboration, and to the many community leaders here in the audience and beyond who came before me and who have generously offered their guidance and support. Your mentorship has meant more to me than I can fully express. This past year has brought its share of challenges, particularly as shifting federal policies and funding streams have required us to adapt and advocate even more strongly for our residents than ever. But 2025 has also been a year of meaningful accomplishments. We've invested in recreation and quality of life with the installation of our new pickleball and basketball courts, the new batting cage at Ryder, along with the critical infrastructure improvements to ensure these facilities that will last for many years to come. We've expanded access to the dog park with our new solar lighting, completed paving on the roads, on Cedar Lane and Croton Dam, and paving on Pheasant Ridge and Quail Hollow. Excuse me. We also celebrated long overdue state investment with the refurbishing of routes 9A and 134. As we continue our commitment to sustainability with the addition of another electrical vehicle to our fleet. As we move into 2026, our focus remains firmly on people. We are prioritizing our senior nutrition and Meals on Wheels programs to ensure our residents can age with dignity and security, and we will continue to stand firm against discrimination wherever it is found, combating anti-Semitism, defending our immigrant community, and affirming that Ossining remains a welcoming place for all. Protecting our environment is another key priority. We are advancing our open space plan and corresponding zoning to safeguard our watershed and remaining green spaces. The Hudson River has always been a personal passion of mine, and I will continue to work collaboratively with partners such as T-Town, Green Ossining, and Riverkeeper to protect and to restore all of our natural resources. Other priorities include the responsible development of affordable housing, access to our park facilities, replacing our aging infrastructure, and improving our stormwater systems to address the flooding that impacts our residents and our businesses. Underlying all of this is a commitment to a greater collaboration across our entire community. None of this work happens in isolation, and I look forward to continuing these efforts alongside my fellow municipal officials, regional partners, and the many volunteer organizations that make Ossining such a special place to live. Before closing, I'd like to offer my sincere thanks to the Ossining Fire Department Color Guard, Steve Felsenfeld, Rabbi Dina Rosenberg of Congregation Sons of Israel, Pastor Lisa Merritt Smith of the Full Gospel Tabernacle, and local legend KJ Denher for their participation in today's program. I also want to thank Martha Kichisaka and Evan Rodriguez, as well as John Heitman, Angel in the back there, and their crew for organizing and setting up today's events. And once again, I really thank you all for being here and for your continued faith in our shared future. I wish you all a happy, healthy New Year.
Okay, next up, we have the Honorable Jennifer Fields Terwell, and she's going to be sworn in another term on the Ossining Town Council. And to swear her in is her husband, Michael Terwell, who not only served as Ossining Town Justice, but he also served as an Ossining Town Council member. So, in case you need the
Excellent, thank you. Okay. Okay. I, Jennifer Fields DeWill,
I, Jennifer Fields DeWill,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Ossining Town Councilperson
and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Ossining Town Council
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. I did not prepare anything to say. I just want to thank everyone Liz thanked. And also all of the items and everything that Liz described that we worked on this year, and everything we're planning to work on in the future. We don't take our jobs lightly. This is not just a part-time job that we do. I really appreciate my co-council members, Matt and Angelo, and Greg is here in spirit. I really make our decisions when we discuss them, whether it's on TV or in exec committee. It doesn't really matter what the subject matter is. I think that we lead with kindness and we lead with really what's best for our community. And that's how I take this job. And that's my goal for the next couple of years. So thank you everyone for coming and Happy New Year.
Okay, and next we will have Angelo Minicchio, and he's going to be sworn in for another term on Ossining Town Council by our mayor, Rika Levin. Oh, I'm sorry, my clerk. Our town clerk. How could I forget? My dear friend Sue Donnelly. I,
Angelo Minicchio,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York.
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of town council person
I will faithfully discharge the duties of town council person
to the best of my
to the
ability,
best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you to my wonderful family, Kristen, AJ, and Gino, for coming up and swearing me in. So, good afternoon, Happy New Year, everyone. Pretty different from the first swearing in. I had to do it on Zoom 4 years ago, so I'm finally made the stage. It's been an honor to have served the Ossining residents for the last 4 years, and I look forward to serving the next 4 years on the town board. My background as a lifelong resident with deep and personal connections to Ossining, has provided me the base of knowledge to benefit ever-changing needs of the community and make legislative decisions on the town board that have lasting impacts in our community. With the advice of experts, department heads, various committees, and boards have helped me make well-informed decisions. My background with the community organization, serving as a fire chief and a local business owner and a landlord, has given me the advantage when dealing with the public and listening to their input and addressing the variety of needs, issues that come up in the town. The past 4 years, my fellow town board members and I have passed budgets under the cap while still providing the resources to our highway and parks department so our town residents have the best roads and the best parks to use. My fellow members and I have worked to continue with the Village of Ossining on sharing services, such services as police, fire, and EMS, and numerous other services that become cost-effective to the community. In the coming years, we have water plants being refurbished and built. We're replacing our equipment every year, and we're working on our stage down the waterfront and continue our wonderful River Jam concert series. Good. We are very lucky to have representation throughout the county and state. They help us with a lot of decision making and making us look good. The next 4 years, I will continue to listen to the residents and concerns and do my best to facilitate those concerns or issues they may have. So once again, thank you very much and Happy New Year.
Okay, and next will be my brother-in-law, Peter Connolly, and I get the honors of swearing him in once again. And Rose, his wife, will be coming forward to hold the Bible. And he's going to be sworn in for another term as Ossining Town Highway Superintendent.
That name sounds familiar, Fran. Huh?
Okay, left hand, raise your right hand. Left hand on the Bible and repeat after me. I, Peter Connolly, do solemnly swear
I, Peter Connolly, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Highway Superintendent of the Town of Ossining
Highway Superintendent of the Town of Ossining,
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, just put it over there. Okay. Okay. Again, thank you, Judge Connolly. I'd like to thank the Ossining Democratic Committee again for their endorsement. Thank my family, who's always there to back me up. As with any job, leaders need a good team behind them, and I'm fortunate to have that team. I have hardworking individuals that make my job easier each and every day. And it's not just members of the Highway Department. Those that may not know, we also work together with our Parks Department and cemetery staff. Many times during the year, these departments work together on various projects, whether it be road paving, grass cutting, snow plowing. They were out this morning, the Highway Department, on that dusting, leaf pickup, assisting at interments or park improvements, to name just a few. So today I'd just like to reach out and thank them, and I look forward to another term as Town of Ossining Highway Superintendent. Thank you, everybody.
And next, for our Ossining Town Receiver of Taxes, we have Holly Perlowitz, who is going to be joined up on the stage by her family and keeping it in the family, continuing with that theme here. She's going to be sworn in by her daughter, and that is Corey Perlowitz Crowell.
Ready? I, Holly Rolowitz,
I, Howard Perlowitz,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of
Town Receiver of Taxes
Town Receiver of Taxes
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
according to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
All right.
For you. It's a little bit of a moment here. I am truly honored and grateful to accept my third term as Receiver of Taxes. Yes, I like to stay under the radar, but somebody's got to do this. First, I'd like to thank my husband, Neil. So glad I said yes, 42 years ago. And I appreciate all that you put up with. People who are in public service understand you're out a lot, and what's got to get done has got to get done, and my volunteering, and I appreciate you always being there and keeping me laughing. Thank you to my daughter Corey, who you've met now twice. I'm so proud of her recent election. To my son Troy, who came far to be here, and my daughter Ellie, and my son-in-laws Mike Kroll, and Chris Traver, and my daughter-in-law who's not here, Sarah. And they're real, the icing on the cake is my grandchildren, those adorable kids that you just met. They really are the icing on the cake. And thank you for being here for each other and for being this family that we raised here in Ossining. All of you went through all the schools, and you're good people, and it says a lot about what Ossining's all about. And I love and cherish you very much. Thank you to the town and the village people that I work with. I always love saying village people. You're really such a dedicated group of people, and I love having this team. I feel very supported all the time. And finally, to those of you who have elected me for this job really that I love. I know people hear taxes and they get very, it brings up some feelings, but I live here and I pay them too. And we collect $160 million in our office. And to those people who encouraged me to take this, to consider this job, who are on this stage, they know who they are. And at first I said, oh, no, I don't like politics. And yet they encouraged me to do it. They saw in the marriage between the kind of work that I like to do, which is detail-oriented, and I love being accountable, and I love being accessible, and I love serving, and always enjoyed in my career as as an accountant. I always loved operations as well as the precision of what I have to do, and I'm so grateful that I said yes to them as well, and I appreciate you all believing in me, and I am committed to continuing to treat our taxpayers with the utmost respect, and again, accessibility. I can't do anything about the taxes, these guys can, but I just collect them. However, I believe that people should be able to walk into the office and get the information that they need and be treated respectfully and gratefully. So thank you. Happy and healthy New Year, and I hope it's a gentler, easier year up ahead for everybody. Stay well.
And now continuing on with the two village trustees. First we have Robert Fritchie. He's going to be sworn in for another term as Ossining Village Trustee. He's going to be joined on stage by his family and his wife, lovely wife, Mickey. Santucci Fritchie will be swearing him in.
I, Robert Fritchie,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the constitutions of the New York State,
Constitution of New York State.
and that I will faithfully perform the duties
I will faithfully perform the duties
of village trustee to the best of my ability.
of village trustee to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God. She wasn't too nervous. Mick, did I give you my speech? You got my speech? I had a 10-page speech written, but I must have left it home. Anyways, yes, I stand here starting my 4th term. And if you'd asked me 6 years ago if I'd be here for a 4th term, I'd probably have a different answer. But anyways, Happy New Year, everybody. It's good to see everybody in the room. It's good to be with our friends and local officials. We're moving forward, doing a lot. The village is busy. As you can see, we have a lot of projects going on, which is great. I'd like to thank the village staff. I can't thank them enough. Karen, Maddie, my sidekick at the meetings. It's been a great run, and I appreciate the support that the party has given me. Mama Bear, who's not here, our chairwoman emeritus, also our chair, Catherine Borgia. I appreciate the faith you had in me to run 6 years ago, and I'm looking forward to another 2 years. And I'd like to thank my wife, who did a great job, my family that came up and helped. Without these guys, without their support, it's hard to make things move. I heard a name about 5 minutes ago, a person I haven't seen in, where'd he go? I can't even point him out. I'll wait till he comes back. But Neil, we see each other every once in a while. I coached for 20 years, 10 in Ossining, 10 in Yorktown. And when I started that, I was working with Fran's husband, Kevin, and we were talking earlier how much fun we used to have. So Troy played for my modified team when I was coaching. So we're having a good run. We're actually undefeated. We're about 8 games in. We're going to play Mayapack. We're down at the skating academy. Neil and Lou, God rest his soul, are with me. They helped me on the bench. It was great. The Mayapack coach comes over and goes, "Hey, coach, how's it going?" I said, "Not bad." I said, "The kids are really gelling. They're working as a team. You know, it's all good." He said, "All right, good. We'll see you out there." Neil or Lou come up to me and goes, "Why didn't you tell him we were undefeated? If you think I'm going to give him that fuel to go back in that locker room with?" So unbeknownst, we had an undefeated season. It was a great run. The coaching, the life lessons for these kids, that's what it was about for me. Now I'm in a different position where helping our residents, my safety concerns, that's huge in my book. Working with a great board, I think Riku would say that, right? We're a great team. So looking forward to moving it forward, and I'm so disappointed I can't get Troy right now. Oh, I wanted him so bad. I turned around and said, "Holly, is that Troy?" She goes, "Yeah." Oh my God. So anyways, thank you for being here. Happy New Year.
Okay, last but not least is Omar Lopez, and he's going to be sworn in again to another term as Ossining Village Trustee, and he's going to be joined on stage by his family, and our mayor will be sworn in. I think you know who she is.
I do, right over here. So you'll stand here, you'll hold this, I'll do this, I hit him with one of these.
You ready? Great. Again, honor and pleasure to be here. I'm mad at you for not bringing the girls, our future mayors and council people, but for next year, better bring them. Sir, I,
Omar Lopez,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of village trustee
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of village trustee
to the best of my abilities.
to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you to our mayor. Thank you, of course, to my wife and my family, to all of the elected officials who are here, everyone that is here. I'm super grateful, of course, also to the community that voted me in. I'm very, very grateful. I was at an event last night, a New Year's gathering, where I talked to this person. I was just getting to know them, and she lives in a nearby, very well-known community. And I said, well, how do you like living there? And she said, it's okay. It's okay. And I was struck by her answer, because that's not an answer that somebody from Ossining would give. We do things with pride, right? As long as I've been serving here, that's right, give a round of applause for ourselves. For as long as I've been serving here, the men and women that put on the shield for the first time that serve as police officers, or if they've been in the office for 20 years, they do that work with pride. The business owners that are just opening their doors for the first time, or have served our community for a decade, they do that work with pride. Whether it's people that sit in the garbage trucks or the fire trucks, they do so with pride. The people that serve on our court bench or fix our park bench, they do so with pride. Every single person that I've known that works here, lives here, prays here, plays here, they do so with pride. And so that is why I am so grateful to stand in front of you today and thank you and am ready to serve for 2 more years as your village trustee with pride.
So we will now close with the benediction, but before we do so, on behalf of the town and village of Ossining, thank you to everyone for joining us today, and of course to those who have participated in this program. I just want to remind you that we do have some light refreshments in the back of the gymnasium, and we hope that you will stay a little while longer and enjoy those with us. Okay, so we now close with the benediction delivered by Rabbi Dina Rosenberg.
Please rise. Ruler of the heavens, source of wisdom and compassion, we often wonder what it truly means to lead. Is leadership found in directing and deciding, or in listening and learning? Is it found in power or in humility, in authority or in the quiet, daily work of ensuring that every person is treated with dignity, fairness, and respect? Today we gather as a community at this moment of installation to welcome both new leaders and those who continue in service to guide the town of Ossining. We acknowledge that while you are the leader of all creation, the responsibility placed upon these individuals is real and weighty. They are entrusted not only with laws and policies, but with people's hopes, concerns, and trust. Grant them wisdom to see clearly, patience to listen deeply, and courage to act with integrity. Help them lead not only with confidence, but with compassion. May they remember that leadership is not about standing above others, but about standing with them, especially with those whose voices are hardest to hear. May their decisions be guided by the values that make this town strong: a commitment to justice, a respect for difference, a love of community, and a belief that the common good is worth striving for, even when it is difficult. Bless them with the strength to disagree respectfully, the humility to admit when they are wrong, and the grace to work together even in moments of tension. May their service bring safety, opportunity, and hope to all who call Ossining home. And may all of us, leaders and residents alike, remember our shared responsibility to care for one another, to participate thoughtfully in civic life, and to help build a town rooted in dignity, kindness, and mutual respect. May this new term be one of wisdom and blessing for those who serve and for the entire community they represent. And let us say, Amen.
And that concludes today's ceremony.